Thank you, Professor Sethi, for such a motivational beginning. And welcome, students, to this course from IIT Bombay. I have been listening to all the conversation that had been happening. So let me set this agenda straight away. We would be talking about understanding communication, and we would be talking about workplace communication, how to conduct effective meetings. So, what do you understand by communication? There were several questions and several answers too. And one thing which was very interesting was all the students wanted to learn about soft skills. There was Tanmay, there was Vinisha, there was Neha. So everybody was a little fearful about soft skills. So before I really begin with my session, let me go to some centers and welcome you all first. Thank you. Should we take the last center, Neha's center first? What was that?
MES Pillai.
MES Pillai. Hi, good morning. Good morning, welcome to the session. All set to go about it? Yeah? So Neha, tell me something about yourself.
My name is Neha Patil. I'm pursuing engineering from Pillai College.
Okay.
My branch is information technology. I'm in third year.
Mm-hmm.
My hobbies are drawing and reading books.
So lovely, you're doing so well. So what did you learn in the previous session? Something very important had come there. You know, practice. Practice. And students, when you say, I lack confidence, or when I hold the mic and find it difficult to talk, I'm going to narrate a personal incident for you all. I had a PhD by then, but I had taken a break. And then suddenly I received a summons from my son's school principal. Dr. Jha, can you give the word of thanks for the function we are holding here? I couldn't have said a no, I had to go. When I was there, I went there with a lot of preparation. I did not enjoy the program, nothing. And when it was my time, I picked up the mic and I was looking into the mic. When I was doing that, I was shivering, just perhaps as you may be shivering now, or Vinisha must have been shivering earlier. I was shivering. And then suddenly I reminded myself, listen, I have had a good educational background. I have always been a good student and I've always worked hard. So why should I be shivering at this moment? I am prepared. And that was the moment for me. I looked up, found some familiar places, familiar faces out there in the crowd, and then I took off. Always remember, confidence is within you. You have to take it out. You have to believe that you are confident. And that confidence comes with knowledge, practice. Okay? So something very important, which Professor Sethi had said in the previous session, is practice. Be aware of yourself. Communication, it's there within you. We are facilitators. We are just trying to bring it out for you. Okay? So now tell me, did you all see the videos that were uploaded? Have you all gone through the videos? Yes? So what struck you over there regarding communication, understanding communication? I think we talked about the forms of communication out there, formal, informal, non-verbal.
Verbal and non-verbal communication.
Non-verbal communication. So did you find it interesting or did you find it lacking?
It wasn't interesting.
You found it interesting. Okay, is there somebody in your class who would want to share something about informal communication? A query which you may have had? Always remember, it's a very important, non-verbal communication again becomes a very important aspect in your interviews and your group discussions. And therefore, if you have any query, do ask just now so that you can build it up. Okay? So think about it. I shall come back again to your center. Can we go to some other center, please? Good morning. Good morning, MGM College.
Hello, can you hear us, ma'am?
Yes, very clearly. Thank you so much. So,
Yeah. Our students, one of our students would like to talk to you.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
please. Go ahead.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Aditya Jagidar from MGM's College of Engineering.
Lovely.
And thanks for giving us such wonderful opportunities for doing such of type of courses. So thanks a lot, ma'am.
Lovely, lovely. And thank you all for taking up this course because we really want to be facilitators. We really
Okay.
want to see very smart people entering the corporate. So, tell me,
Okay.
do you have any query?
Yeah. Hi, yes, ma'am. I have a query. In your session, you compared one thing with animal that he is playing the tic-tac-toe, and to that is funny moment.
Okay.
So I want to know that is it possible that if you committed in the interview and all that, if you compare the such type of things in our daily life, then is it okay? Is it professional?
Sorry. So you mean to say that is it okay to communicate something funny in your professional
Yeah,
life? Is that what you
Yeah.
want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So now what happens? There are moments when you are very nervous. Okay? And something funny. When we talk about funny, it is not about the crown, it is not about, the circus that we go to. We actually refer to something pleasant. Okay? So think about a pleasant moment. If you think about a pleasant moment, suddenly a smile would come up and suddenly you will feel warm inside. And that would do away with the bit of nervousness that you are facing. Now, funny or what you think could be less professional, we need to ensure that we are not sitting in front of the board of directors. Obviously, over there, when you go to the board of directors or when you go to people who are highly up the ladder, over there, you would have to be prepared thoroughly. But in the process of preparing yourself, you are at a stage where you're preparing to enter the corporate. So over there, it is absolutely all right to associate yourself with some pleasant memories to do away with your nervousness. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So again, I would share something.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, I
I
understood.
keep sharing my lives, with my students, with my participants. I remember my graduation interview. So it was a viva voce, and the moment I walked in and took the chair, I was shaking. I was literally shaking. And suddenly my professor says, he looks at my name, Dr. Leena Khan, and he says, "Are you from Chengiz Khan's family?" Chengiz Khan? At that time, Imran Khan who is now the Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan, He used to play, and suddenly I said, oh, if he had said Imran Khan, something about Imran Khan, and the very thought of Imran Khan brought good memories of his cricketing ability out there. So you see, when you associate something pleasant, when you're nervous, you can lift your spirits. Try that. Okay, Aditya?
Okay, ma'am.
Do you have any?
Yes, ma'am. I got it.
Lovely, lovely. Maybe have some more queries from your this thing, from your school?
Anybody want to ask any question, please?
Okay, we'll go to. Be prepared with your questions,
Okay,
and
ma'am.
we'll come back. We'll come back.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Which center is this?
JSPM branch.
So this is Vinisha's center. Welcome, dear.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Myself Samhita Patil.
Samhita.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, lovely, Samhita. How are you doing this morning?
Ma'am, it's good.
You're doing good? Oh, I don't like the word good. Tell me something more about it.
I'm too much shaking.
You're too much shaking? Hold your friend's hand. Hold your friend's hand right now. You have somebody sitting there? Right? So hold her hand. Shake your hand with your friend. Yes. Strongly.
Yes, ma'am.
Feel the warmth. Vinisha, tell her you are fantastic. Tell her you are fantastic.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Now, you don't have to shake. You must have gone through the videos on understanding communication.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you?
Yes, ma'am. I have watched the video.
You've watched the videos. Anything that struck you over there?
I don't think so, ma'am. The video was really fantastic.
Okay, thank you very much for that. But, there are 3 forms of communication. Formal, informal, or verbal, written, and non-verbal form of communication. And every communication has its own place. I have been listening to the conversation prior to my session. Students in all centers, please listen to what I'm going to say in the next 2-3 minutes. To have a positive impact on the people with whom you interact, your communication needs to be structured. So when the difference between formal and informal communication most of the time is that in formal communication you need to be structured. When I talk about structure, what do I mean? Just think about what the issue is and then divide it into 3 parts: introduction, body, conclusion. So whenever you have to prepare a case, whenever you have to present a case, whenever you have to write an email, be it written communication, be it verbal communication, if you are going to meet your seniors, or if you are in a meeting or group discussion, you must say what comes to your mind. But let it be a structured communication. It should not be a random statement. Do you think we can do it this way? Now, when you say, do you think you can do it this way, before saying that, you must have thought. You must have researched why this thought came to you and why you are suggesting it now. Same would happen in an interview. Same would happen in a meeting. Same would happen in a group discussion. You have to say what comes to your mind because it is the gut feeling many a times, but that gut feeling also is backed up with some understanding, with some processed thought. Okay? So whenever you are there in any kind of communication which is formal, which is documented, which is recorded, always remember, ma'am had said, structure it. It could be just 3 sentences. Barely introduce it, barely talk about what you think about it and what you would want to do about it. So when you play that just a minute, over there also, you can think in a similar manner. Okay? Confidence will come from there. Do I make sense? Samhita? And Vinisha? Do I make sense?
Definitely, ma'am.
Did you get what I wanted to say?
Yes, ma'am.
So confidence was an issue, you said. I mean, all the students sitting here on the right and on the left, they appear to be so confident. I'm sure you would have enough matter within you. It is just that you need to structure what you want to say and things will be taken care of. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Think of some questions, think of some personal spaces, weaknesses where you may have thought something additional would have made the day for you. And then ask a question. I'll come back to you again. Okay?
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Can we move to some other center, please?
University College.
This is
University College of
University
Engineering,
College of Engineering,
Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. University College of Engineering, Tamil Nadu. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Lovely, lovely. So lovely to see such smiling faces. How are you this morning? Fantastic. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh, sorry.
Subhasaria Engineering College,
Where?
Rajasthan.
Where?
Rajasthan. Subhasaria.
Rajasthan. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Can't hear you.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
That's lovely. Lovely to hear your voice. Such a bright voice.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm Dr. Rajesh from Sobasaya Group of Institutions.
Lovely.
And you can see the students on my back, and Sir Dr. Arvind is the coordinator of the program, and I am particularly coordinator of this course. And we are very excited to have a communication with you.
It's so lovely to have you all here. It's so lovely to be queued in early on a Saturday morning. So, do we have any queries from this center?
Sorry, ma'am?
Do we have any question from this center? Would the students like to ask something?
Yeah, we have.
Morning.
Good morning. First and foremost, give me a bright smile. Yes. A bright smile. Yes. Now go ahead.
My name is Leena Jha. I'm from Sobasira Group of Institutions, Sikar, Rajasthan. And thanks for this. Thanks for organizing this.
Hold the mic above, yes.
Myself, Leena Jha from Sobasira Group of Institutions, Sikar, Rajasthan. And ma'am, I would like to thank you that you are organizing this event for all of the students.
Tell me something. Tell me something very positive about you. 2 positive things about you.
Positive.
Something about which you're very confident.
I actually want to try everything.
You want to try
Yes,
it.
What are you asking? Can you tell me?
Okay. So let me give this whole exercise. Give this exercise to everybody that's there. That's queued in this morning. So please note down 2 positive things about you. You may keep the mic there and write down 2 positive things about you and 1 thing which you would want to improve upon. And you have maybe 45 seconds to 1 minute for it.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning.
I would like to answer your question about 2 positive things about me. So, I am a student of computer science second year, and I like one thing I like the most about me is I am very interesting person about any area, any field, like it is of computer or anything communication or any civil type of. So that's one positive thing I like the most.
Okay. And
thank you very much for your this goal, like explaining the soft skills to all over the India.
thank you so much, because we love to be with you all. But again, I would want to ask, may I know your name, please?
Hemant.
Hemant, could you please tell me, what do you mean when you say soft skills?
Soft skills like the way of communication, like I am talking to you or I am talking to my friend, then there will be a difference in that communication. Like I am talking to my friend, then I will be very frank. And now I am talking to you, then I have some other accent or I have something to tell you that will be much different from that.
Lovely. And how do you think, where do you think you are, if on a scale of 10, where would you place yourself on the scale of 10?
I think I am at the 6.
You are at 6? I
Yeah.
think you are at 8 already, because you have that wonderful bright smile on your face.
Thank you very much.
So tell me something. When we talk about soft skills, there are so many parameters. The tone of the words, your eye contact, your gestures, your body language. So everything comes together. The way you wear your hair, the way you wear your shoes when you are meeting people, everything comes in soft skills, right? The way you sit, everything comes under soft skills. So if I ask you, what is that one thing that you would want to improve upon? Is it paralanguage, which means the tonal quality of the voice? Is it eye contact? Is it confidence? Is it gestures? What would you?
I have 1 to 3 points, like I don't pay much attention on tonal, but I have like eye contacts and a few points I have in my mind so that I can express to the person sitting in front of me, and one more thing is confident about that point.
You know, you're doing it wonderfully. The way you are talking right now, it shows great poise, great confidence. The only thing is, okay, and it's not the only thing, I don't want to, punch my statements with buts. Do not lose that smile of yours. So when you are talking, what would happen when you would be explaining things to people Suddenly you will become conscious of the fact that whether I'm saying things are right or not, whatever I'm saying is right or not. And then what happens? We start going into our shells, where that smile and this kind of skill would come through practice. Whenever you have to make a presentation or an important meeting is underway, or let us suppose if you are a fourth-year student and you are preparing for your placements, try to rehearse the standard interview questions in front of a mirror. Do mirror practice. I have mentioned that in my slides also. Try going for mirror practice. So when you are asked, tell us something about yourself. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? What are your strengths and weaknesses? It should come up naturally, but you don't have to talk about it then and there and feel conscious about it. Okay?
Like I'm standing in front of you and I'm shivering.
No, you don't have to shiver. You don't have to shiver. Okay? Shivering is natural. We feel that. If I have a meeting, if I have a very important meeting, I feel butterflies in my tummy and I take it as a very positive sign. You know, at times it so happens that if I don't feel butterfly in my tummy before a very important meeting, I feel, oh my God, there's something wrong. Okay? So take it as a good sign, but it should not inhibit your performance.
Sure.
Okay? So in an interview also, anywhere you go, for any communication, let us suppose you are shivering a lot, tell yourself, well, fine, it's done. And start concentrating on what you are talking. Forget about performance. Be normal. None of us are perfect. But what we do is, or what we train our students usually, is for perfection. No. We don't have to be perfect. If all of us becomes perfect, it will be a very robotic world.
Yes.
Let us all be more than perfect in our different ways. Okay? But for that, knowledge, practice, and body language. Be aware of these things and keep practicing. Okay, Hemant?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Class, did you get back? Hemant, could you ask the person sitting at the back of you in a black shirt?
Yeah.
Yes?
Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Yeah, so could you share what are your positives?
My positive is I'm very much hardworking kind of person.
Lovely.
If I think I should do it, I will definitely do it in a course of time.
That's fantastic. So I think I have a very good participant out there who's going to keep motivating everyone else out there. So we are going to get a very good result from your center, I hope. Yes? And one thing that you would like to work upon?
I'm very much bit of procrastinating type of person.
Sorry?
I'm a procrastinating type of person.
Oh no, I mean the two things don't go together. So tell me which one was, where were you lying? Tell me, the two don't go together. You procrastinate and you are hardworking. Teach me how to mingle the two.
The thing is, if I don't like things, I will type of bit of lazy type of person for that. If I like the thing, I will definitely do complete it. I will give my complete mind in that. That's the issue.
Okay. May I have your name once again?
My name is Shubham.
Shubham. Hardworking, procrastination. Again, these are two different things and you'll have to work on both. Okay? Hardworking, that obviously means that you would be putting your sleep in jeopardy because you'd be working at the 11th hour. Right? And when you work at the 11th hour, many a times you're not able to take the right decision also. So be hardworking, that's very important. But balance things. You would need to, in a professional career, you would need to balance work and life. Okay, dear? So now that you know your weakness, Now that you know your weakness, you'll set the task for yourself. You'll set the agenda for the week and then start working. Okay?
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll come back again. We'll come back again. Let's move to the other center. Thank you. Anjuman College. Hi, Anjuman College.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, dear.
Good morning,
dear.
ma'am. One of our students would like to interact with you.
Yeah, sure.
Just a minute.
Please. The video isn't clear. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Very happy.
Morning, ma'am. I'm Labesh Petkar.
Labesh.
And, I have one really important question about corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
So, ma'am, it's question that ma'am, many of my relatives and brothers and sisters are working in the corporate world, and I've came to know one thing, that sometimes we are having some suggestions about ideas which are presented in the multinational companies or a firm. Okay, so ma'am, is it right to convey our all suggestions in to present all our suggestions to them? Because ma'am, sometimes we think that if we suggest them, they will not take it seriously. So ma'am, sometimes we are lacking to present our suggestions to them. Is it good or bad, ma'am?
You belong to that organization. And if you think you can make a difference, bring a difference to that organization, you must always make suggestions. Most of the organizations have a suggestion box. Some of these organizations have this creative idea games wherein you're invited to come up with creative suggestions. So you can freely participate out there. Many a times, I'm sure you must have gone through my slides on meetings, wherein I had mentioned, in the last leg of the meetings, I had mentioned how to interject. So there are times when you would wonder whether my ideas would be taken up seriously or not, whether my suggestion would be taken up seriously or not. I have another take to it. Now what happens? If I do not suggest, I shall keep on thinking about it, and I shall keep on thinking that I could have made a difference about this particular scenario. However, because that idea has not been put to test, and how do you put to test? Unless and until you come out with it, you leave it to others to think, research, give a different perspective, that idea cannot be tested. Right? So you would just keep on thinking about harping on that idea without ever testing it. So allow it to be tested, two things would come up. If you give that idea, suggest that idea, throw that idea on people, people would either take it, some would perhaps see some merit in it and start researching about it, start thinking about it, start talking about it. If they do not, and you're still convinced about the idea, you keep on researching and you can then send it as a proposal later to the concerned department. Okay? But if you have that strong idea, that is not letting you sleep, you must always come out with it. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, I'm observing you for a minute or for half an hour. It's great to have a smile like you are having today. So thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, and I love the smile that you also had when you were asking questions. So keep that smile always on your face. It's an asset. Okay? So would anyone else? Thank you very much. And that was a very important question. So I'm sure we must give a round of applause to him.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do we have any other question from this center?
Ma'am, right now our screen is not displaying properly, so we will connect with you later.
Thank you so much, dear. Thank you so much. We'll move to some other center. That is Geetanjali. Is it Geetanjali? Yes. Geetanjali Institute. And that has such a musical lilt to it. Lovely, Rabindranath Tagore, early in the morning.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
Very happy to meet you again, ma'am. I have been appointed as the course coordinator for soft skill program here.
Lovely to meet you.
And we are very happy to meet you again, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much. So am I. So am I. And it's so good to see students all smiling and all geared up for the class. I'm sure they would have some questions for me. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. One of my students is interested to ask you some questions related to soft skills.
Lovely, lovely.
Please, ma'am.
Please.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear. Go ahead with the question.
I have a query to ask. My name is Mohammed Shawaz.
Okay.
You can address me as Mohammed.
I was about to ask that. Thank you.
That's okay, ma'am. I have a query. Do different accents play a vital role in soft skills?
Do?
Different type of accents. Though we speak like American, Australian, Scottish, they have a vital role in soft skills communication.
You know, Mohammed, that's a very interesting question. Perhaps 10 years before, I may have said, yes, they do. Today, I would say that you should have an English which is understood properly by both the Americans and the British, or rather, in the global world. Okay? Yes, if you're working for an American organization and if you have studied in an American institute, that would be natural to you. We Indians usually follow the British accent of English. But believe me, as I traveled all along India as well as abroad, I realized that English has various accents. So that one point which is important is you should be understood.
Yes.
Okay? So that is something.
Yes, I have another query.
Yes.
I'm sorry, please continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead. Sorry, we were having conversations aside. Go ahead.
Oh, I have another query. What are the main attributes for effective communication?
What are the main attributes for effective communication? Did you go through the slides, Mohammed?
Sorry, ma'am?
Did you go through the slides?
Yes, ma'am.
The PowerPoint presentation. So what was your take on that?
Sorry, ma'am.
What could you gather? What could you gather for effective communication? What do you think? Now, when we talk about effective communication, clarity is the first thing that should come to your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah? You should be clearly understood. Post clarity, I would say focus on correctness.
Yes.
What you are saying should be correct. Otherwise, it would be other people would come forward to challenge that. So go by, and then there are 7 C's of communication. Courteousness. When you're talking, if you're courteous, if you're correct, if you're clear, things would normally work for you. So for verbal communication, be it for verbal communication, be it for non-verbal communication, written communication, these things would matter a lot. Okay, you should be accurate, you should be to the point, and you should be correct. Accuracy, brevity, as well as correctness. Okay?
Yeah.
And once this is reinforced with body language, the perfect eye contact, your gestures. Now, when we talk about gestures, that welcoming gesture, that makes communication more effective. Now, we are not, when we talk about effective communication, it is also about authority. Okay? So when we talk about authority, let us not be aggressive in our tone. Let us be assertive in our tone. And there is this thin line which divides assertiveness from aggressiveness. Okay, Mohammed?
Thank you. That's enough.
Yeah?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank
Please
you
go
so
through
much.
the slides, and
Thank you
if
so
there
much.
is any
Have a
other
great day.
query, do post it on the chat section.
Yes, sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
So do you. I would want these lovely girls to say something.
I'm sorry?
I would want these lovely girls to say something about the course,
Okay.
how they feel about the course.
Anyone of you?
Somebody.
Sorry. It's a very, like, it's an advanced course I have got, ma'am. Though we are from a small school, small college, we don't get that much of advanced skills. So I think this course is very much useful for us to enhance our skills, to develop ourselves, to develop what we are. So I think it's a useful one. And I loved it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We are there for you all the time. Please put any question that you may have for the chat session, and those definitely would be answered. Have a great day, Muhammad. And
Thank you so much.
and Geethanjali, have a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Well, एक क्वेश्चन और लेते हैं फिर चलते हैं. Anjuman College, is the video working now? Do you have any query? Okay then.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. Ma'am, my question is, what are the greatest challenge of good communication?
What is?
Greatest challenge of good communication.
May I ask you, what is the greatest challenge you faced when you picked up that mic to ask this question?
What?
Did you
What
have?
are the good challenge?
Did you face any challenge when you picked up that mic to ask this question?
Yes, ma'am.
What was that challenge?
Challenge.
Normally, that step which we should take, we just have to move one step forward and talk to people. It is just that gap which needs to be taken care of. If you want to say something, if you have an idea within you, right? To bring it on the tip of your lips and say it aloud is the greatest challenge that we face. So what we need to do is, because we feel that we may fail, that fear of failure is the greatest challenge which anybody faces in the area of communication. The fear of being reprimanded, the fear of being bullied, the fear of failing. Believe me, students, there is no such fear. Each one of us in this world is facing, if there is that fear, each one of us in this world is facing that fear. And unless and until we decide to do away with it, we cannot win. It is we who can fight that fear. It is we who have to take up that challenge, and it is we who have to tell ourselves that we will succeed, come what may. And for that, you need to commit to practice, you need to commit to knowledge, you need to commit to massing content and learning from your people, from your peer group and everything. Friends, it's been lovely interacting with you. I hope I have answered your question, dear. Have I answered your question? I think there is some.
Thank you, ma'am.
I hope her question was answered. So, on that note, and with the expectation that you would all challenge yourself, meet up with your fears, and tell them goodbye, I bid you goodbye for now. We shall meet again. Thank you very much. Go enjoy that lovely cup of tea. Bye-bye. We'll be back at 11:30 after that tea. We'll be back. We'll resume this session at 11:30. Thank you very much for being with me.